Hey guys, good morning. How are you doing? Okay, so something in this video, I'll talk about something which I get asked often, which is how do you decide whether you choose percentage or flats in a refine, right? So we'll go through the methodology of how I determine this, given that flats cannot be debuffed and percentage can be debuffed, and then we will arrive at like what I do for each general. Okay, but before that, if you like the video, if you think that it has helped you learn anything, please press the like button, please subscribe to my channel, and again I will include a link of my Discord. So of our Discord, actually this channel and the uh, whole Discord belongs to Vig, not me alone. So please join there. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get right into it. So how I decide flat the and percentage, or how I think you should decide flat or percentage. You have to factor in that flats cannot be debuffed, right? And percentage can be debuffed. But the question isn't that simple, is it? Right? Because why do I say that? Because at this moment, not everything is fully debuffed. You cannot debuff like full mounted HP. You cannot debuff full siege HP. So it doesn't matter that flats can't be debuffed. Even percentage can't be debuffed, right? So you have to break it down to each part, right? Like, is this attribute getting fully debuffed? If this attribute is not getting fully debuffed, then you don't need to, like, you can't just say that percentage should be half of what it's actually giving, right? So let's just go first into siege, uh, and let's take a look at siege. So how you do this is, I'm sure all of you know, but I'll still just go through the methodology in case if someone doesn't know. So you go to T11 siege, and you see here the attack is 15,286, the HP is 14,559, and the defense is 6,561, right? Okay, so let's say I take 28% of the attack, right? So 28% of the attack is, sorry, 28% of the attack is 4,280. Okay, so now what I do is I go to refines, right? Yeah, let's just go to refine any gear, right? None of this gear. Sorry. Okay, so none of these guys have gears. Okay, this one has gear, right? Okay, refine. Okay, and I don't want to fuck this up. I'm an expert at, let me just refine a gear which I don't use. Okay, I'm an expert at, like, probably just redefine that whole shit. Okay, so the siege attack highest is 513, and in percentage terms, okay, let me cancel this. In percentage terms, it can be for T11, it can be let's go. For T11, it can be 4,280. Even if you debuff it, it comes to, I mean, yeah, siege attack can be fully debuffed. Even if you debuff it, it comes to 2,140. I'm not sure if my math is right on this, but I just don't see a comparison here. I mean, percentage for sure for T11. Probably like where you can actually break even here is somewhere around here. 5,032, 28% of 5,032 is about 1,408, and half of that, not even T7, maybe like T6 or something, right? Yeah, something like 28% of 28% of 3779 is about 1058. So T5 is where I think that with the half siege debuff you can work. I mean, this works. So definitely, I think like T11, I get asked a lot that why don't you run flats on your T11? Because for me the math doesn't add up. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. If I'm doing something wrong, please comment on the chat. I would love to get myself corrected here. But yeah, so I think T11 definitely run flat. Run percentage. Let's take a look at the HP. So the HP is 14,559. Let's say 28% of that is 4,076, and what can you get in HP refine? Okay. CHP. No, CHP. No CHP yet. CHP is also 513, so I mean, for me it doesn't make sense. I mean, divided by 2, and again CHP you can't debuff, so definitely, I mean, it's like 4076 instead of 513. So definitely for T11 run flats for HP. And we'll take a look at defense also. Okay, siege defense is 244, and here we have, go to T11, 6,561. 28% of 6,561 is about 1837, and divided, I mean, you can't debuff siege defense, so that's 1837 against 244. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? You just go with percentage for T11 siege. Anything else, right? Like, so basically where we are seeing the break even is somewhere around T5, right? T5, yeah, T5, we are seeing the 28% into 1170 equals to 28% of 1170 is 328, something around that. But even T3 is like T5. If you cannot debuff, it's still better to have to just have percentage rather than flats. So yeah, so let's so this is what I think, right? Now, why have percentage on, why have flats at all? um, Flats really help in the for T1s, right? Like if we just see T1 calves here, where is my stable? Yeah, so for T1s you see here, right? So the HP of T1 is 4695, right? So 28% of 4695 is 30% is 1314, and in flats you can get around 1978 for a Civ gear. So definitely that's like a 1.5 times improvement. But then what I'm thinking is, right, I'm making my T15s so much weaker. I mean, unless you're just like a flat, because 1314 versus 1978, that's like 1.5 times. I'm strengthening my mm, T1 by 1.5 times, but if you look at it, my T15 and T14 are so much weaker, and I am 72B. So as a big keep, I'm not sure it even makes sense to run flats. I'm just thinking aloud now, because if you look at it like this, right? I mean, yes, I mean, even as a 10 or 12B keep, and that I get asked very often that should I run flats? As a 10B keep, you're losing so much on your top tires, right? Let's just put it into numbers. So that's 132,000, 28% of 132,000 is 36.9. So you're losing 20 times on your T15 against a 1.5 times. I mean, and you cannot debuff mounted HP full. I mean, your attacker ain't debuffing full mounted HP. If you're at around 1400, 1500 mounted HP, sure, like, I mean, you are gonna get fully debuffed by the attacker, and yes, you should go flats because your top tires are not going to be protected anyway. But if you're around 2500, 2600, 2700, I don't think the attacker's gonna debuff that whole thing, and you're making your top tires so much weaker for a 1.5 times gain. Doesn't make sense, right? I'm just thinking it aloud. I mean, I have been thinking about going to percentages completely. At this moment, I have a mixed refine on my general. Where's my general? It's sort of mixed, but I've been thinking about going percentages fully. So yeah, this is what it is now. But I have been, and even in defense, I have some flat refines. I've been thinking about going fully, and this makes just so much sense. I mean, you're weakening everything up to T5 for strengthening your T1 by 1.5 times. Does it really make sense? And let's look at and for siege it definitely doesn't matter, because I mean, you don't want T1 to T4 siege, they just die. I have heard opinions where you can make a 2 billion T4 siege and make them flat, and then they tank like crazy. But I'm not making 2 billion T4 siege just to test that theory. If someone shows me that theory, I'm all for it. But if not, then yeah, I'm not gonna be the first one to go and test it. So now, just thinking aloud, I would say that at this moment, uh, I mean, if you are like 2400 plus HP, I would just go all percentage. It doesn't make sense to really run flats. Again, I am not sure about my maths and methodology here. If I'm doing something wrong, please let me know in the comments. But from what I see, I am gaining 1.5 times in T1s, and let me just see what's it in T2. Right, so in T2 it would be, so that's 6044, 28% of 6040, 28% of 6044 is about 1692. That's almost like the same of what you can get in the like a flat refine 1900, right? I mean, so that's not much gain. So I mean, i'm really I'm really a little, but I'm not sure my maths checks out. Again, if my maths doesn't check out, let me know, because a lot of people do flats. Of course, there is a reason. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but from what I see in my maths, I just don't see, like, except for a full trap keep, I just don't see a reason why I should keep flats, because the difference in the low tires is not much, and it just means I will get hit on the higher tires a lot more. So I would probably be changing all percentages soon. The the argument on the contrary is that uh, you already have so many places to get percentages, so and no, none except refines to get flats, so why not get flats instead of percentages? Because for me the difference is not that much, and I have a lot more higher tire than like, I mean, I generally don't get to my lower tires. And again, if even if you're 12B, you need to protect your higher tires. You need that extra percentage to protect your higher tires, and I don't think it's yeah, I don't think it's, I mean, if this is the math, I don't think it makes any sense to have flats. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. And again, if you like the video, please press on like. If I did the maths wrong, please let me know on the comments, or join our Discord and give me a shout out and tell me that I did something wrong. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good Thursday. Bye.